Good morning to all. Dear students, I hope that you all are keeping fine. Today we are going to discuss about chapter number 14, Australia, the land of kangaroos. Dear students, in this lesson we travel to Australia. It was a small continent that is a hot favorite with the tourist. You will not only enjoy knowing about some places in Australia, but also learn a lot about the culture, traditions, and geographical conditions of the country. You will come to know about Kangaroos and the Aborigines, Australians, original inhabitants. Dear students, I am welcome you to Australia to visit few points. Australia is in the southern hemisphere because it is the south of the equator. The seasons in Australia are the opposite of those in Europe. It's winter in Australia when it's summer in Europe. So dear students, here when it's Australia winter, that time Europe in summer. These are the difference between Australia and Europe country. The Greenland of Australia, it is the sixth biggest country in the world. It is an island. It is a very small island and surrounded by the water. And it's the smallest continent in the world. Australia is composed of seven territories, that is Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania, and Papua New Guinea. So there are the seven territories in Australia. The history of Australia. James Cook discovered Australia in 1770. Britain sent prisoners and criminals to Australia. So the Britain sent to Australia criminals and prisoners. The olden days, Europeans sold the land of Aborigines and killed the thousands of them. So dear students, the European, so those days the European killed many Aborigines and they have taken from them all the lands. Native Australians. The Aborigines have lived in Australia for over 40,000 years ago. Now, they only represent 1% of the population. The total population of Australia is 22 million. The city of Australia. The capital city is Canberra. So, the biggest city, Sydney, where there is in the famous Sydney Opera House. Opera House is located in Australia, Sydney. So, dear students, in Australia, there are the many cultures, traditions, music, rituals, and sacred sites, and dances, and tribes, cultures, and etc. So many is there. So, we come to know that. So, other important cities are there. Melbourne and Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. So they are the main cities of in Australia. Where are the majority of important cities in Australia? We have seen already the seven territories of Australia: Northern Territory, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and New South Wales and Brisbane, etc. So the geography of Australia. Ulur, Ayers Rock is the world's largest monolithic. It is a very important place and very famous place of Australia. It is the sacred for Aborigines. It is a very sacred. This rock is a very sacred of Aborigines. It is very popular with tourists because of its beautiful colors. So because of this only all the people travel to the Australians. It is a very beautiful, the mountain is very beautiful. The Australian flag. So the meaning of, what is the flag? So the meaning of flag. Union flag, 6th British colony. So here Southern Cross symbolizes the constellation. So here the Commonwealth 7-pointed star. The card represents the 7 territories. So these are the meaning of the Australian flags. The currency is the Australian dollar. Dear students, those days many kings and those who are all come to next they have created many dollars. many colors and they put many faces and their faces and etc. So now the kangaroo is the currency of the Australian. In Australia, it is usually very warm. In Australia, it is a very warm. So Australians love to give more importance for sports and other outdoor activities. The most popular are scuba diving and cricket, surfacing and swimming. They will give more importance for this play. Some Australian symbols. So dear students, we can see here there are more symbols they were using in Australians. For example, kangaroo, dolphin, an alligator, and so many pictures are here, symbols. There are so many symbols they were using according to them. And aborigines. We have seen before already the aborigines were killed by Europeans, but they were olden days, they were 40,000 years ago, they were more. After that, at present, now we can see only 1% of the aborigines living in Australia. Sydney Opera House, it was built by Danish architect. He was built the Sydney Opera House. Ayers Rock or Uluru, Pondy Beach, Sydney. So dear students, the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, which rise to the 1200 meters, are yet another place worth visiting. So the several Blue Mountains offer some breathtaking scenery because of the national parks, mountains, ranges and waterfalls. The reason for the name Blue Mountains is clear. So because of the clear only, it is called Blue Mountains. The distance ranges appear to be covered in a blue gaze. So these are the very important of these mountains and the waters. The Pondy Beach, Sydney. So the Great Barrier Reef. So dear students, the Great Barrier Reef is one of the most visited regions in Australia and is a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It is located along the northeast coast of Queensland. You can see around 400 types of corals and 1500 types of fishes and enjoying diving and snorkeling here. Besides diving and snorkeling, a lot of other adventure activities can be taken up on the reef islands. Yes, dear students, there are so many varieties of fishes we can see here. So the typical animals. Yes, students, in Australia itself, there are so many animals, fishes, and very famous animals are is located in Australia. The area around Blue Mountains about in Kangaroos. The travelers love to see when they are in Australia. The kangaroo is the national symbol of Australia and is a unique animal. It is a very unique animal, kangaroo in Australia. That's why they were using the for everything. So currently also they are using kangaroos. Kangaroos is given birth to their young and then carry them in a pouch near their belly until the infant is old enough to survive on its own. Kangaroos travel by hopping on their long hind legs, using their tail for balance and run very fast. It's a balancing in a tail and run very fast. They live in large packs of around 100 and their diet consists of grasses, leaves and other plants. Only this much only the kangaroo will eat. In other words, they are herbivorous creatures. So dear students, the kangaroo is there very important in Australia. So they were using in currency and other things also symbolizes only for kangaroos. So dear students, Australia is a country traveled by love to travel to visit for its wide sandy beaches, crystal clear water, lofty mountains, sinking resorts, and wildlife. So, dear students, there are so many things are in Australia. Dear students, I hope that you all understood the chapter about the Australian, the land of Kangaroos. Thank you. Have a nice day. We will meet next class.